from PRX.
Where are we? Yeah, no, that's it. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for a podcaster who's here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff so you could fall asleep, to keep you company while you drift off. This show's very different, but I'm really here to help you. I'm here to apply for the position. And believe me, it's a remote position. As remote as you want, I can be as remote as you want to be your boyfriend, your boy bae, your boy sib, your boy cuz, your boy best, your neighbor. I'm a strange but friendly person. Or, I don't know, strange isn't actually the right word. Different, but maybe you're different too. So that might mean this show, you say, yeah, I felt a little bit different in my day. And when I say my day, I mean past, present, every day that I'm thinking about, which is normally not the present. Yeah, I think about the day differently because I'm not thinking about today. I was thinking, I think about things a bit different all the time. I'm on multiple strands. I know that there was one famous computer company that's now a phone company and more that said, I said, think differently. Like my brain it says it took that in a different direction than just think differently. So in order to think differently, we'll have to think all ways and then find out which ways are different. My brain never says stuff like that, but it must have had some plan like that. Oh boy, that was a pointless meander and superfluous tangent. So if you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. This show's a bit different, so give it a few tries, see how it goes. Basically, I'm here to ease you into bedtime, and then eventually you fall asleep. But mostly I'm here to keep you company and distract you from whatever's keeping you awake. Now, the show is not for everybody, but for most of the regular listeners, what up, my regular listeners? They say it takes 2 or 3 tries to get used to the show. But if you already know this podcast isn't for you, that's okay too. I mean, I would say give it a few tries for most people, but if you're already positive this is not going to help you, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you has a list of other sleep podcasts and stuff on there. So what I'm going to do here is the structure of the show coming up. We have support. That's how you get to listen. Structurally, what we got coming up, if you're listening to the free ad-supported version, we'll have a little support, then a long, meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. Then later on, we'll do board game unboxing, I think is the plan for this episode. And, that's, what else? Yeah, that's the structure of the show. That's why I'm here. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks again for coming by. And these sponsors are how we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. All right, but Scoot's here, and this is where I talk about, supporting the show. So this is really only for regular listeners. If you count on Sleep With Me or you use Sleep With Me on a regular basis, you're a long-term listener. Does Sleep With Me do anything unique for you, right? Is it a part of your life and it's a unique way? Like when you just discovered the show or it started helping you, you're like, wow, I had no idea this existed, but I was looking for it. And then does it provide something for you? Is it unique and does it provide does it do anything for you? Does it help you fall asleep or take your mind off of stuff so you could fall asleep? Or does it keep you company? Does it distract you during the day? So is it unique or somewhat unique? And does it do anything for you? If the answers are yes to both of those, how much is that worth anything to you? How much are those things, the unique part and whatever it does for you, worth to you? But the other question is if Sleep With Me went away, what would you be willing, would that change what it's worth to you? Would it change the value proposition? But to get it back, oh yeah, I'd pay $50 a month and you don't even have a tier at that level. So just think about that. But if any of that resonates with you, don't wait. We really are in a position now where for at least a time, I'm going to have to kind of really work hard to get more people involved in supporting the show. We have the listeners. It's just getting the attention of enough listeners, a small percentage of people, but people that are said, oh, okay, I'll do it now. You just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus and sign up, support the show. Even if you're not sure, sign up for, all the trials are 7 days, and then you could change your mind. But at least then you've done something. You said, yes, it's unique. Yes, it really means something to me. Yes, it does something for me. And no, I don't want to wait. I don't want it to go away. So thanks. Think about that. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. All right, everybody. I want to thank Claritin, tonight's sponsor, for supporting this episode and provide me with some samples. You know, I suffer from seasonal allergies. Not only do they get in the way of me living my life, they get in the way of me making this podcast to put you to sleep, because when those allergies are really kicking in, I sound weird and I do not feel good at all. Luckily, for those of us who live with the symptoms of allergies, we can live Claritin Clear with Claritin D. The double action combination of prescription strength allergy medicine and the best decongestant available relieves sneezing, a runny nose, itchy and watery eyes, an itchy nose and throat, and sinus congestion and pressure with ease. And that's what I like about Claritin D. It covers all those bases. For me, I love the relief from the runny nose and the sinus pressure. Holy cow. Those two things combined, I'm like the worst two symptoms I have at the exact same time. So I love the relief Claritin brings. And I've been taking Claritin D this spring for this allergy season. And it's been a game changer because I can go out on my runs and on my trail runs and not have to worry about, am I going to be able to record the podcast tomorrow? Because my nose is running and my sinuses are clogged. Ready to live life as if you don't have allergies? It's time to live Claritin Clear. Fast and powerful relief is just a quick trip away. Find Claritin D at the pharmacy counter. Ask for Claritin D at your local pharmacy counter. You don't even need a prescription. Go to Claritin.com right now for a discount so you can live Claritin Clear. Use as directed. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, it is time to talk about the mattress I sleep in nightly. And tonight's sponsor, Helix. Helix Sleep. Take that quiz at helixsleep.com/sleep. And oh, how do I love my Helix. And not only do I love my Helix, my family members love their Helix. I just stayed at a family member's house, and I saw my nephew Daniel had a Helix. I believe his parents have a Helix Sleep too. So it's just so refreshing to know that I'm not the only one enjoying sleeping on mine. But each one of us is different, right? And that's why Helix offers 20 unique mattresses, including the award-winning Luxe Collection and the newly released Helix Elite Collection. There's mattresses for big and tall sleepers, even a mattress made just for kids. And the way you know which mattress is going to be best for you, the way you sleep, and your body is to take the Helix Sleep quiz and find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. That's helixsleep.com/sleep. That personalized mattress is shipped straight to your door free of charge. And Helix knows you want to get to know your mattress, right? And you get to sleep on it in your own home. They offer a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. And since everybody's unique and everyone sleeps differently, Helix has different mattress models to choose from, designed for specific sleep positions and feel preferences. There's models with memory foam for pressure relief if you sleep on your side, responsive foam to cradle your body if you're a stomach or back sleeper. And way back when I took that Helix sleep quiz, I got matched with the Helix Dusk. I chose the Helix Dusk Luxe. You know, I sleep on my stomach. I sleep on my side. I like to be cool. I love this mattress. Anytime I travel, I'm counting the days to get home and get in my Helix bed. And Helix is offering up to 30% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now. That's helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, it's time for the Sleepy Supporter Zone. This may be the last Sleepy Supporter Zone you hear. We're making some changes to the show. Our longtime editor, Karl W., who edited the Sleepy Supporter Zones last month, crossed over that great rainbow bridge to the big farm in the sky where Karl could run with all those dogs that are up there. So all those sweet dogs are happy to have Karl hanging with them, petting them, walking them. Question, though, for Karl, if you ever get back, do the dogs need, what's the leash situation? I'm assuming, I don't want to assume there's no leashes in the big farm, but we'll miss Karl, even though those dogs and everybody else is happy to have him. He was such an amazing person to work with. And Karl's been working with the show since 2016. And Karl's a huge part of his communities, our community. There's so much work that Karl did for the show that he worked so hard at not being heard on the show. Like that was his job and one of his superpowers. But his actions were heard. And so if you want to support two of the organizations that Karl supported in his memory, we're going to have links to New York City Mesh and Sean Casey Animal Rescue in the show notes. Those were causes that Karl was involved in and close to his heart. So please consider supporting one of those two organizations. I'm not exactly sure what the beginnings of the show are going to look like in the future moving forward. Just because, yeah. So we'll just see. And but yeah, thanks so much for listening. And, what else happens in the supporter zone? Is this where I say, Mystery Bard, a lot of people help out on the show, including Karl. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Karl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at JonathanMann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. And don't forget, if you want sleep phones, sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep phones, the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me. Use Sleep With Me at checkout. And what do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts on your mind, things you're thinking about, thoughts about the past, the present, the future. So thinking thoughts, it could be feelings, anything emotionally coming up for you related to those thoughts or feelings that are just there. It could be physical sensations. It could be changes in time, temperature, routine. You could be traveling. You could work a different work schedule. Could have something coming up, be going through something, getting over something, be in the middle of something, whatever it is. The only reason I go through some of that stuff is to let you know you're not alone. Like, I know what it feels like for me in the deep dark night, and I can probably relate to how it feels for you. And maybe there's some similarities there. But not only that, there's enough people listening right now. Not only are those people listening on your side, some of them have been through something very similar to whatever's keeping you up at night. There's enough people listening, and they care too because they've been through it or something close to it. And they say, yeah, no, I know what that's like. And I really hope this podcast can help you. So it's important because, I don't know, there's something tricky about the deep, dark night, at least for me, whether I'm in a house full of people, I got my dog nearby, whatever it is, it just feels slippery and lonely. And when I say slippery, I think you know what I mean. So that's one part. But the other side is I really hope this show can help you fall asleep or help you establish a nice bedtime routine or introduce you to another sleep podcast or something else that can help you get the rest you need and you deserve. Because that's the other keystone of the show is that you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve a bedtime you don't have to dread, a bedtime you could look forward to and feel neutral about, and a bedtime that works for you so you can get the rest you need so your life is more manageable and eventually you could be out there sleeping on a fairly regular basis, a good night's sleep, and flourish. And that means our world's a better place to be in, and that's pretty important to me. because I know how it feels when my life does not feel manageable because of sleep and other stuff. And I just want to, if I can help be a part of that for you, it really would be my honor. But we do it in a very different and kind of silly way. What I start off doing is I send my voice across the deep, dark night. I use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents, which means my voice is not traditionally soothing. This podcast is very circuitous and, ovular logic that, I don't want to say that ovular logic was invented on this It may have been invented in this podcast and not invented there. But, and then when I've had my ovular logic, because it's not quite circular logic, that's what I mean. But they said that's not an oval when we got it like all mapped out at one of the turns out the Imagination Institute is just like an attraction in a theme park. I went there. I said, could we take a look at this? And they said, sir, do you have a paid fast pass? Or no, I'm kidding. I'm just doing a bit there. But they said, they said that doesn't look anything like, I said, Figment, is this my presentation on ovular logic? And I said, that's not an oval. It looks like a combination of swirly, what are those called? Swirly straws? But that's the kind of logic we use on this podcast. It's like, is that what it's called? Swirly straw, right? Just sounds weird. Spiral, it's not a spiral straw. Squiggle straw? Maybe. No, I think it is swirly straw. I don't know. I mean, I know I have a couple in the old drawer full of stuff that, I got a couple swizzle sticks, some swirly straws, other chopsticks, yeah. Soy sauce, check. Occasionally different, like a barbecue sauce, tomato packets, probably one fortune cookie. What else we got in there? Straw, regular straw, the old run-of-the-mill straw. No offense, I'm just saying that, I don't know, but, stuff like that, it's in there. And also, that's the kind of stuff in my brain as well. My brain is like that drawer. Like, and then there's like, you see, then you pull, I did this the other day because I was trying to find a quarter teaspoon. I said, oh boy, and then I didn't even want to look. I said, well, there's the quarter teaspoon. I don't need to look any further under there to see what else other than swizzle sticks and swirly straws. And so what was my point there? Pointless meander and superfluous tangents are what I go on. And when most people get to the show, they don't like it, like, because it's very different, or they're not sure, or they're skeptical. Probably skeptical is the most common way to get to the show, because one, you probably tried a ton of different stuff to fall asleep. If you're anything like a lot of people listening to the show, you maybe even spent a ton of money on it. Then you may have heard of the show before, or someone might have told you about it, and maybe they were enthusiastic, but they couldn't quite explain what it was. But they said, I don't know, it's fine. I finally found something that works for me. Or you read a review online, or you just came up in a search and you said, what is this? I thought it was going to put me to sleep, like some sort of calm journey, down, adventure to the inmost cave or whatever. And I say, I don't know. So anyway, like, and you say, no, he's more like he's not a guru. He's a self-proclaimed goo brain. And, so that's why people are skeptical and doubtful. And maybe even some party who's like, I don't know about this. And I say, just give it a few tries and see how it goes. But that's a common way to get to the show. This is also a podcast that doesn't follow a lot of the traditional podcast conventions. It's slow to develop, barely ever gets started, barely ever goes anywhere. It's not here. It's here to kind of barely be listened to, just kind of barely take your attention off of whatever's keeping you awake. It's something outside of yourself where you have no stakes and you could just kind of follow along with my nonsense. But nothing will be incredibly entertaining, or it'll be, you say, it's kind of like, I guess, a light fare may describe it, like, It's like, I don't know how else to say it, but it's like out of focus picture. So you can kind of just barely listen, but you could listen too. But there are people who listen to me as low as a mumble, and then there's people who listen along and kind of barely pay attention, or people that are active and they say, there goes Scoots again. That's my goo brain. Go goo brain. I've never said before today, but yeah, so I just watch him go. He's going around in what he defines as ovular circles, even though there's more than a few right angles and abrupt turns. So I don't want to brag, but I'd say I'm pretty good at abrupt turns. I mean, not in a vehicle. I'm just talking about like in my day-to-day actions. I'm bringing abrupt turns everywhere. It's honestly on my to-do list is slow down on my daily check-in thing, move slower. So I'm working on it. I figure, I got 80,000 hours of abrupt turns and sudden movements in a variety. You say, how many? I say, you name it. You want me to it's not total. It's somatically involuntary, purposeful, abrupt turning. They say, how would you sum yourself up? Abrupt turn? What are your qualifications for this position? Abrupt turning? They say, where, really, what? I say, where am I going to be? I mean, I'll be like abrupt turning. It's about a 51-49 benefit to cost ratio. But, the 51%, that's where, what are we doing here? They say, you're doing nothing here, sir. Luckily, it's another employment agency in your mind. Okay, so people just barely listen. That's one part of the show. But this is also, I've been making the show over 10 years now. When I started the show, the idea of a sleep podcast was just something I was curious about. Like, how come there isn't something silly and goofy to put people to sleep? But this podcast actually doesn't put you to sleep. It keeps you company while you fall asleep. So there is no pressure to fall asleep. That's why the shows are just over an hour. And there's over 600 ad-supported free shows you could listen to whenever you want to build out your own playlists or stuff like that. And then, the people that are willing to pay for the show, there's thousands of different versions of the shows and bonus shows and stuff like that, because then you have no pressure to fall asleep. You see, I got plenty of time. Scoots is going to be here keeping me company, and I'll barely listen to him. Because, the thing is, there's people who are listening who just can't sleep at all. And I learned that in year one of the show. And that's very important for me to know I'm here to the very end to keep you company, whether you're awake or asleep, whether you're listening or not. It's just really important for me. And for some part of you probably know, well, he's going to be there chatting away. I don't need to listen, but I could listen. And there's people that listen when they need a break during the day, or people that listen for their job because they need a little bit of background noise that's kind of engaging, and maybe it's just music or something else doesn't work for them. So it's a podcast that doesn't put you to sleep and you don't listen to. I'm here to be your boyfriend, your boar bae, your boar sib, your boar bud, your boar bestie, your neighbor, your boar bud, your boar burr, your boar bee, your boars, your boar bruh, your boar sib, your boar cuz. I'm here to be your friend in the deep dark night, keep you company while you drift off. The other thing that throws people off is the structure of the show, and it's developed in a very intentional way. And then if you become a regular listener and you find that you don't like listening linearly, you can switch it up. So I'll kind of explain why we do the stuff we do and then how you could change it up. So the show starts off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's so you feel seen and welcomed in. And you say, okay, I could check this podcast out. Maybe it'll work for me. Or for regular listeners, it's something familiar and different every time. It's something they look forward to, because I say, hey, glad to see you again. You're part of this strange, sleepy community in the deep, dark night. Good to have you back. Then there's sponsor support. And again, that keeps the show free for anybody that wants to listen for free. If you prefer ad-free experience, you could pay and get it directly at Sleep With Me Plus. You could get it by referring people to the show. You could probably, it's pretty labor intensive, but you could download the episodes for personal use only and cut the ads out. But that's going to take longer than the other two. But most people, they just like to listen linearly to the free ad-supported show. Then there's a long meandering intro, and that's not meant to put you to sleep. I mean, we're like 10 or probably over 10 minutes into it. And this intro is meant to ease you into bedtime. So a lot of people are listening as they're getting ready for bed. I mean, I just heard from somebody that said, yeah, the only time I can't hear you is when I'm brushing my teeth, but I kind of know that I don't necessarily need to hear you. Or they're in bed getting comfortable, or they're doing some sort of other wind down activity. That's just been what's been shown to work, is something to help transition you from being awake to asleep. So that's what the intro does. Now, there's a small percentage of people that fall asleep during the intro, and we're happy for them. Or you're in bed with a partner who's asleep or a pet who's asleep. Great for them. And there's a small percentage of people, 2%, that start the show between 20 and 30 minutes. But there's also people, like if you listen all night, you know, you're probably better off subscribing to the show. Or if you like story-only versions or stuff like that. But that's, again, once you become a regular listener, if you decide you want something more customizable. But for most people, the intro's here to ease you into bedtime. It's different every time, but it's familiar, again, and that's what's important. Because whatever it is that keeps me awake at night can adjust to stuff. I can have some, I need something familiar, but with some, like familiar repetition. So you say, okay, I'm home, but at least Scoots is not going to talk about the same thing. He's talked about goo brains and ovular logic and swirly straws before, but never in this order. You know, at the Great Straw Institute, I was only there for a few minutes because I said, order, I'm out of order. This whole place is out of order. That's why I'm here, to help you organize. And they said, you're probably not. I said, who could be more qualified to organize swirly straws? And they said, this person, they've got a degree in straw organization and storage. And I said, okay, perfect. I'm glad you see how helpful that was. Now you know you have the right person for the job. And so that didn't work out either. I thought that was going to, believe it or not, I really thought that was going to solve all my problems. Just the idea of having, I said, well, I'll have an office, right? No, you'll be working in the straw. Okay, but I'll have a desk. Well, no, you'll have a cubby at the Institute of Straw Institute. Man, things are finally, but I think I'm more qualified to go off topic and put people to sleep. So I don't even know what else. Oh, so the intro goes on and on and on to ease you into bedtime. Then there's support. And then tonight we'll be opening one card game, I think it is, that I got used. We'll see how long that takes, and we'll go from there. And, that'd be about 45, 50 minutes. And then there's thank yous at the end of the show. So it's the structure of the show. It's kind of how you can move around or adjust. You can build playlists depending on your podcast app, episodes you like. Make sure Smart Speed and Vocal Boost or any features like that are turned off, because that'll throw off the speed of the podcast. Some people like to slow the show down in their podcast app, depending on what app you use. But at first, just see how it goes. I'm here to keep you company, take your mind off stuff. I work really hard. So do a team of people, because we all care, man. And it really is an honor to be able to try to help you get some rest. So I'm glad you're here. I work really hard. You're on a nice drive. I really hope I can help you fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple of ways I'm able to do it for you for free twice a week. All right, everybody. I want to thank Claritin, tonight's sponsor, for supporting this episode and provide me with some samples. You know, I suffer from seasonal allergies. Not only do they get in the way of me living my life, they get in the way of me making this podcast to put you to sleep. Because when those allergies are really kicking in, I sound weird and I do not feel good at all. Luckily, for those of us who live with the symptoms of allergies, we can live Claritin Clear with Claritin D. The double action combination of prescription strength allergy medicine and the best decongestant available relieves sneezing, a runny nose, itchy and watery eyes, an itchy nose and throat, and sinus congestion and pressure with ease. And that's what I like about Claritin D. It covers all those bases. For me, I love the relief from the runny nose and the sinus pressure. Holy cow. Those two things combined, I'm like the worst two symptoms I have at the exact same time. So I love the relief Claritin brings. And I've been taking Claritin D this spring for this allergy season. And it's been a game changer because I can go out on my runs and on my trail runs and not have to worry about, am I going to be able to record the podcast tomorrow? Because my nose is running and my sinuses are clogged. Ready to live life as if you don't have allergies? It's time to live Claritin Clear. Fast and powerful relief is just a quick trip away. Find Claritin D at the pharmacy counter. Ask for Claritin D at your local pharmacy counter. You don't even need a prescription. Go to Claritin.com right now for a discount so you can live Claritin Clear. Use as directed. Thanks, everybody. Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive, where customers who save by switching their home and car save nearly $800 on average. Quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $793 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2021 and May 2022. Potential savings will vary. All right, everybody, Scoots here. It's another board game unboxing or card game unboxing in this case. And I picked this game up, a used game. So I don't know if it looks great. It comes in a tin, not the game in my tinny tin, but it is. This game's in a tinny tin, which I actually like. I got this. This is a highly well-reviewed game. I think I've given it as a gift before. Never played it that I know of. This is a caveat. And I bought it at Rocket Reuse, one of our whatever you call them. It's not it's the kind of game in a tin you buy at a secondhand store where they may or may not have raspberry berets depending on, what's in stock. But this is the kind of game I got at a secondhand store. And I bought quite a few games there over the years. And so we're going to go ahead and read around the tin or the box in this case and open it up and go from there. This was only, I don't want to say the price just because maybe you're going to buy the full-priced game. But I probably got it for 50% off. It even has, what do you call that on there? Price tag on there. But the name of the game is Sushi Go. Sushi, G-O exclamation point, though, is Sushi Go. It's by Game Right, and it has the Game Right, what do you call that, logo? Which is a smiling face with a jester hat. I'm looking at the top of the box. The box is about the size of 2 decks of cards. It is made from a tin-like material. And I'm holding it in my hands. It's got, it's black with red cubes and rectangles that are rounded. Behind the S and the exclamation point are leaves. And it says the pick and something card game. The other part is blocked by the price tag. It also has smiling sushi and, sleeping sushi too. So, and winking sushi. And half smiling, singing. Oh no, those sushi are store. Actually, okay, so there's 2 sushi roll. No, these are sushi. I don't see any rolls yet. Oh, there's some rolls up front. But yeah, there's 2 sushi that are winking. 2 sushi that have, Susie sells sushi by the seashore. Surely. But yeah, then there's 2 sushi with a kind of half smile, then one with a wavy thing, and that looks like it could be blushing, one that is mouths open. Then there's 2 with their eyes closed. They could be singing or snoring in sync. Those two look a little more dumpling-like. Then there's a piece of shrimp. It looks like tempura. That one's smiling. Then something that looks like a avocado that looks like it's sleeping. Then two other pieces of sushi. One is asleep, and then another has its eyes are doing something. Okay, then on the two long sides of the box, we have what looks like the thing they use to roll, like a sushi mat, and that says Sushi Go, ! With a sushi in between sushi and go. And on the other side is maybe an avocado, I don't know. Then on the short ends is Game Right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of sushi. Maybe one's a dessert flan sushi, has a strawberry on its head, and that's on both ends. Okay, then the teaser on the back, Sushi Go! ! The pick and pass card game. And it says, pass the sushi, not necessarily on the left-hand side. Pass the sushi on the left-hand. Like, normally, this is only a game, because normally, I don't know if you'd be passing sushi. Here's the thing. This is a little change in subject, but my chopstick skills really came under what do they call that? Not a microscope, but with the other one, where I found people commenting on my chopstick. I don't know if they were calling them skills. So if you're left-handed, I don't know. I don't think I've always used this chopstick technique, but I could not undo it. But then, so we were eating one of the best meals I had at a restaurant, and it was sit down, but it was a noodle place. And you can reach out to me. I'll tell you, because I don't want to. But and yeah, so we ate a bunch of different things with the chopsticks, and some of it was delicate work, like kimchi, which is, if you're picking pieces of kimchi with chopsticks, it's going to take some delicate work, in my opinion. And I think we had broccolini next. Again, also going to be, so apparently I hold my chopsticks a bit more like a tweezer, like Uncle Ebenezer. Look who's in the freezer. It's Scoots using his chopsticks like a tweezer. But I guess I could say what restaurant I was eating. Was I eating at a Momofuku, like one of David Chang's restaurants, and we were eating at a noodle place. But so, what was my point there? Oh, my chopsticks. So basically, I don't know. I don't know. I hold them much more delicately. I used to have a lot of issues with chopsticks. Like, I was like, don't you have any left-hand chopsticks? But similar to, like, if you're using right-handed scissors and you're a right-handed person, I realize that they're just sticks. So I realize that, and then at some point I must have stumbled on this current technique I use. Here's the thing, much like sleep and writing and improvisation and talking to humans and performing on stage, if you're thinking about how you're going to use your chopsticks, it's not like as soon as someone points out how you use your chopsticks, it takes a lot of work to do it. But again, one of the best meals I've ever had, also very, it was unbelievable deal. Everything I had was spectacular, but particularly like things like kimchi and broccolini, that you just expect to be kind of, good, but not memorable. I mean, I would dare say the best broccolini I've ever ordered in a restaurant, or any cruciferous vegetable. And that was just a start of, that was just for starters. Okay, anyway, so I used chopsticks, and everybody wanted to point out how I was using my chopsticks and then try to do it, which they couldn't do. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it was one of those situations where I felt both esteem and should I be overthinking this, or am I actually doing it? And I said, well, it works. I'm able to eat broccolini. What do we have? Okay, yeah, well, I won't get into the rest of it, but, okay. So back to Sushi Go. Man, I could go. Gonna have to travel again. Okay, so this is the pack and I almost said PISS by accident. Not even pack and pick and pass card game. Pass the sushi, not on the left-hand side. Doesn't say that, but that just makes me think of the song. It's a fast-playing card game. The goal is to grab the best combination of sushi dishes as they whiz by. Score. Is this anything like that kitchen game, Overcooked 2? Because, oh boy, do I love to play Overcooked 2. Score points for making the most maki rolls or for collecting a full set of sashimi. To discover your favorite nigiri in wasabi to triple its value. Oh, dip. Be sure to there is dessert. Be sure to leave room for dessert. And if you eat at Momofuku, make the noodle place at least, make sure to leave room for dessert. I did it. They had soft serve combo with miso cookie. I mean, they didn't have it as a combo. I made it a combo. Or you'll eat into your score. Gather the most points and consider yourself the sushi master. Okay, this also has kids learn strategy and probability. There's 108 cards. There's rules of play. It's age 8+. It takes 15 minutes, 2 to 5 players. And it's games for the infinitely imaginative. We must have opened a game of theirs before because it's from they're in Newton, Mass. on Bridge Street. And you could email jester@gameright.com if you need to get a hold of the jesters. So I can't quite read the names of the creators. Maybe they're in the box. Okay, so now the box is open. Should I count the cards first to see if I got 108? It has a Gameright catalog. Wow, I don't know if this game was ever played. I think it was sold unplayed. It has a thank you registration card. It has the rules of play. And, yeah, it's nothing more sleepy than a sleep podcast than Scooch trying to count the number of cards and do math. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the most counting we've ever done. I don't know, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So in a perfect world, we want 14 more cards. 40, right? 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put these back in one side, and I'll take out the other cards. I'm pretty confident we got them all, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 74, right? Just keeping you on your toes. 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we have all the cards. That's cool. Okay, so let's look at the backs of the cards. All have like an autumn leaf. Is that a maple leaf on the back there? They're like a maroon color with some orange autumnal colors, I'd say. some half circles and circles. They say game right, and all the backs of the cards are the same. Oh, that's wasabi, dude, not avocado. Okay, so that's the first one. And wasabi, next nigiri times 3. And it has, much like a playing card, on the top left corner is a mini version of the wasabi who's resting its eyes. And then in the middle of the card is the wasabi, eyes closed, sitting on a plate. Might be on a conveyor belt, like a traveling sushi place. I haven't been to one of those in a long time. There used to be one on College Ave, but it's been closed for quite some years. And then also now, like the last time I ate there, I had no idea that I couldn't eat shellfish. So yeah, that's that one. Also has a nice egg yolk color background. Oh, and I just happen to have a sashimi X3 equals 10. So I don't know if it equals 10 if I have it times 3, but there's 3 pieces of sashimi, one that's kind of, what is that, coral color? Then one that's an orangish color and one that's pink and white. I knew that was a dumpling. So there's a dumpling. Those are the ones that looked like they were sleeping. And the dumpling is resting on a piece of green and on a red plate. Oh, the sashimis were on a piece of wood. And the dumpling says 1, 3, 6, 10, 5. Okay, next we have a pudding and most 6, least -6. And the pudding is on a red plate. It has strawberry on top. Okay, then we have the same pudding card. Then we have a maki roll. But there's 2 on the upper left of the maki roll. And it says most is 6 over 6 divided by 3 or 6/3. Then we have a squid nigiri. That's a 3. That one's on like a wooden thing, but it's a little bit different. Like the sashimi was on a little bit of a raised one. This one's got a round, I don't know how to describe it. We have sashimi, dumpling, sashimi. Oh, here's tempura. Tempura times 2 equals 5. There's 2 tempura on like a wax paper or whatever that parchment paper, some other kind of paper. They're happy together. And then we have a dumpling. Oh, salmon nigiri. This one's winking, and it has a piece that looks like it's wearing the salmon as a hat. Tempura, salmon, pudding, maki, tempura, maki, dumpling. Here's chopsticks. Chopsticks are in a cup. The cup is smiling. And the chopsticks, this is swap for 2. We have sashimi, maki, dumpling, tempura, salmon, wasabi, maki, dumpling, salmon chopsticks, maki, salmon, tempura, sashimi, squid, maki, tempura, maki, chopsticks, squid. Oh, there's an egg. So I knew we'd come up with this. You got to stick with this. If you're new, you might be saying, are you going to go through all 108 cards? And I say, yeah, the only game I never got through is Gloomhaven. And that's only because I don't have the kind of storage I would need. Couldn't organize it. Egg nigiri. That one, it's wrapped too. And it's got kind of doesn't look unhappy. Kind of looks like it's wearing a babushka. Like the rice. And then chopsticks and maki. And that was the end of pile 1. We'll run through pile 2 here. Tempura, maki, sashimi, maki, tempura, sashimi. This is like song lyrics. Tempura, maki, sashimi, maki. This could be like, what is it called? Code, silent numbers, number station, maki, salmon nigiri, maki, pudding, wasabi, salmon nigiri, pudding, maki, egg, dumpling, sashimi, tempura, egg, squid, egg. Egg. Sounds like I'm talking about Aegon Targaryen. Egg. Maki. It's a deep cut, man. Aegon, egg. Sashimi, wasabi, sashimi, squid, pudding, wasabi, maki, egg, dumpling, salmon, tempura, wasabi, maki, tempura, maki, sashimi, pudding, sashimi, dumpling, maki. Now, if you were following along at home and counting, I did add, obviously, because it's a number station, there was extras in there. So, okay, so honestly, I have no clue how this game is played. Not a clue at all. So I have no idea. So, I can't even posit a strategy. Okay, so the contents are 108 cards. And there's 14 tempura, 14 sashimi, 14 dumpling, 12 maki, 8 maki. Oh, there's 2 maki rolls and then 3 maki rolls and then 1 maki rolls. So there's 12 double maki, 8 triple maki, and 6 single maki. Again, I could be saying these words incorrectly. 10 salmon nigiri, 5 squid nigiri, 5 egg nigiri, 10 pudding, 6 wasabi, and 4 chopsticks. So I take it the chopsticks ones allow you to change out your cards, and then the wasabi's double or something your power. Okay, so setup. You got to shuffle all the cards, obviously. And depending on the number of players, in a 2-card game, each player gets 10 cards dealt to them, 3 players, 9 cards, 4 players, 8 cards, 5 players, 7. Hold your cards in your hand secret from your opponents. And then you're going to place the rest of the cards face down in the center of the playing area. And you need a piece of paper and a pencil to keep score. Designate one player as a scorekeeper. Probably not me, due to math and handwriting. Okay, let's just look through here. Okay, we got quite a few things. So how to play. The gameplay takes place over 3 rounds. So you start a round, everyone chooses 1 card from their hands that they would like to keep and places it face down in front of them. When each player has done this, they reveal their chosen cards. Okay, after revealing your cards, pass the remaining hand face down. After revealing cards, place your remaining hand face down to the player on your left. So pass the sushi to the left-hand side or whatever's in your hand. Everyone picks up their new hand and the next turn begins. And now you have a new and smaller hand to choose from. The face-up cards remain with you till the end of the round when they are scored. It's helpful to group cards of the same type together using wasabi. If you choose a squid, salmon, or egg nigiri card and you already have a wasabi card in front of you, then this nigiri must be placed on top of the wasabi. This is to show that the nigiri has been dipped in wasabi and has tripled in value. You may have multiple wasabi cards in front of you, but only 1 nigiri card can be placed on each wasabi card. So this is interesting because you're going to have to guess. This is all about guessing, and doing math, I guess, using chopsticks. If you have chopsticks in front of you, you may take 2 sushi cards on your future turn. Here's how it works. Choose the first card you would like from your hand as usual. Before everyone reveals the cards, call out sushi go. And take it from your hand, also playing it face down. Then all the players reveal their cards. Before passing cards, put the chopsticks back in your hand. This means it will now be passed on and other players get to use it. You may have multiple chopstick cards in front of you, but you can only use 1 per turn. Interesting. So the chopstick one would be good if you knew you were going to have a sushi and a maki, right? Or not a maki, sushi one, right? Or nigiri, sorry. But that's only if you have it in front of you, so you have to guess again. Ending a round. When the final remaining card of each hand is passed on, simply place it face up with the other cards you have collected. So here's a piece of advice. Play the sushi card, play chopsticks early. Because the earlier you play it, then, right? Or you could play, like, if you don't get and then if you play a chopstick and you don't get a wasabi on the next hand, you play, or you don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you play. That would be my strategy with, I'd be wasabi focused. Ending a round, place it face up, simply place it face up with other cards you've collected. Often this final card won't be much use. Sometimes somebody will have to give you something valuable. Note the cards you have collected as follows. Okay, here's where you score. Maki rolls. Each player adds up the Maki roll icons at the top of their Maki roll cards. The player with the most icons scores 6 points, so there's a Maki round. Only one will win. If multiple players get the most, they split the 6 points, ignoring any remainder. You got to split it evenly. No second place points are awarded. Player with the second most icons scores 3 points. Wow. So if you come in first and you share it with somebody, you kind of get hosed. Because what if 3 people have the most? Oh, it gives me an example. Okay, but if the player with the second most scores 3, if multiple players tie, they also split the points. So you get 1, no matter what, no remainders. So let's see. Example is Chris has 5. Phil has 3. Amy has 3. And Lisa has 2. So Chris gets 6 points. Phil and Amy get 1 point each. Lisa gets nothing. That's just, don't worry, Lisa. That was just for Maki, so don't worry. Then the Maki rolls talk. Rock and roll, we got 6 points. That's how we roll. So it's kind of like Trader Joe's Fearless Flyer. Really rolling with laughter here. Okay, then the tempura. A set of 2 tempura cards scores 5 points. A single tempura card worth nothing. You may score multiple sets of tempura in a round. I guess my next question would be, so is the set has to be on top of one another? I guess so. I don't know. A set of 3 sashimi cards scores 10 points. A single sashimi card or a set of only 2 is worth nothing. You may score multiple sets of sashimi in a round. All this is hard. This is hard to do, though. Now you tell me. The more dumpling cards you have, the more points you score. So if you have 1, you get 1 point. If you have 2, you get 3 points. If you have 3, you get 6 points. If you have 4, you get 10 points. If you have 5, 15 points. Doesn't say they have to be a set, though. We're trying to collect 3 sashimi cards, raw deal man, nigiri and wasabi. A squid nigiri's 3, or with wasabi 9. It has to be on top of the wasabi, though. A salmon 2, but on top of wasabi 6. An egg 1, on top of wasabi 3. On top of wasabi, all covered with sushi. I lost my pour something, and would you like to have sushi with me? A wasabi card with no nigiri scores nothing, and that's bolded every time. Oh, no, only over here. Chopstick card scores nothing. Starting a new round. Announce the scores from the previous round for the scorekeeper to record. Discard your cards face up and beside the draw pile. The only exceptions are the pudding cards, which you keep in front of you to be scored at the end of the game. Deal every player another hand from the draw pile, equal to the amount from the last round. Pudding, interesting. Ending the game. After the third round is scored, there'll be some cards remaining in the draw pile. These are ignored. Now it's time for the pudding cards to get scored. Players with the most pudding cards score 6. If multiple players tie for the most, split the points. Ignore remainders. Player with the fewest pudding cards, including players with none, loses 6 points. If multiple players tie for the least, they split the lost points evenly. Player with the fewest pudding cards. Oh, wow. So including players with none loses 6 points. Wow. This is the proof of this game really is in the pudding, because player with the fewest pudding cards loses 6 points, including if you don't have any. So you got to play a pudding card early, at least one. Okay, so here's the example. Chris has 4. I wonder how our friend Lisa's in trouble. Holy. Chris has 4 pudding cards. Phil has 3. And Lisa and Amy have 0. So Chris has the most, gets 6. Lisa and Amy both lose 3 points. On the rare occasion all players have the same number of pudding cards, no one scores anything. In a 2-player game, no one loses points for pudding. Points for pudding. Only the points for the most pudding are awarded. And the winner is whoever has the most points after 3 rounds is the winner. In the case of a tie, whoever has the most pudding cards wins. Pass both ways. These are variants of the game. You could alternate which way you pass the cards each round. Rounds 1 and 3 pass to the left, and round 2 pass to the right. 2-player variant. You could have an imaginary player that alternates. Deal 3 cards. Put those down in between you. Choose one player to be the first. When you're in control, draw the top card from the dummy pile and add it to your pile. Your hand. Then choose one card for yourself and for the other player. Reveal all the cards. That's too confusing for me. And then they have a word from Game Right at the end. What do we got here? We're huge fans of eating sushi here at Game Right HQ. So we fell in love with this sushi card game by Phil Walker Harding. I'm going to have to start wearing my glasses when I record these. Created a unique and immediately approachable take, just like a great meal at a sushi bar. The game is by Phil Walker Harding. The illustrations are by Nan Rangsima. And then special thanks to Peter Kinsley for the 2-player variant. All right, we still got a little bit of time, so let's look through this Game Right 2020 catalog. Let's see, so they have preschool games. They have one called something, Outfoxed is one of the games. A cooperative whodunit game. Then there's a lot of games that aren't just... there's another one, hey, not right now, please. Go back and sleep under my bed. That's a game where you send everybody to sleep, all the, like, what are those called? All those little dust piles. Then there's a Little Hands card holder for holding hands for little kids. Looks like a fan and a taco. Chill Out, the refreshing game of ice and dice. That's ages 5 and up. Guju Guju is a fruit frenzy card game. Rat-a-tat Roll, a numbers dice game. It looks like it takes place in New York City. It's got a kitty cat, Statue of Liberty, hot air balloons, cards, dice, an emoji dice, it looks like. Rat-a-tat-cat is a numbers game with cards. Maybe it teaches you numbers. Monkeys Jumping on the Bed is a bananas card game. Wig Out is a wild and hairy card game. Chomp is a game about the circle of life. Okay, then we got, one comes in Slamwich, a fast flipping card game. This is ages 6+. It's a sandwich game, or you can buy the collector's edition, which comes in a lunchbox. And each piece looks like a piece of bread. Then we have Maze Drop, Instant Maze Infinite Possibilities. So I don't know what that is. So it kind of looks like D&D a little. I mean, like it has the same words in it, but I don't know. Okay, these are all ages 8 and up. Metro X, the Rail, R-A-I-L, and Right game. It looks like some sort of math type game with connections. 1 to 6 players, so you can play that alone. High, low, flip. That's a game of highs and lows. I don't know. Other than that, Punto, point-to-point card game. It has like a dice-like numbers on cards. Long Cow, an utterly ridiculous card game. Long Cow. It comes in a fake milk carton. Has a cow sound effect. That's all I know. Also, I know that I had made up a fake business once. I think I talked about this, but it's been a long time. I used to make up fake resumes for comedy purposes back when I was a lad in school. And luckily, I honestly, I ripped them up or made sure I got rid of them, which I didn't need to do. But so we would, when I lived in New York, I lived with roommates, and I don't know if it was my idea or somebody else's idea, but we had a resume party. It was a joke, but you could only get into the party if you brought a resume. And then we put everybody's resume up, but everybody brought their real resume except for me. I mean, I was host, but I made up a fake resume and put it up just to see if anybody would read it, you know. And one of the businesses was Utter Delight, which was UDDER, Delight. It was a fake ice cream store. And then also another fake business I made up was called Salmon Rye. So SALMONNRYE, like ham on rye, Salmon Rye. And I can't remember, I think that might have been a sport fishing business. Also had a fake shepherd business. This is why where I'm an alumni at. I love, I'm a big supporter of the school, but, yeah, I tried to do fake updates. This was before the podcast for the alumni updates and the alumni directory. Can't remember what the shepherd business was called. I kind of felt a little bit bad with that one because the person said, "Really, you're a shepherd?" And I said, you make enough calls for alumni directories, you're gonna get a hold of a shepherd. So I felt a little bit bad. I don't mind lying on a fake resume that I'm going to rip up or, just entering it into a form. But that person, I was lying to them directly because they were like, yeah, I've been working for this company that makes alumni directories for a long time. And I had I've never talked to a shepherd. And I said, but yeah, there's shepherds out there. So the day has come. So probably owe that person an apology. This was literally 20 years ago at least, but wish I would have known. It's probably in the alumni directory. Okay, let's get back to it though. IOTA, that would be a good one. IOTA, for another fake business. This is a great big game in a teeny weeny tin. Then Go Nuts for Donuts, pastry picking card game. Twin It, the double dashing card game. Sushi Roll is a Sushi Go dice game. There's a Moose in the House, a very silly card game. Then there's Zeus on the Loose, a game of mythic proportions. Then there's Sushi Go Party. That's a deluxe pick and pass card game. That must be its deluxe version for parties. And then Sushi Go. I'd say, how many of these games can I play alone? Just talk about introvert. I think only the math game. Let me see. Yeah, Metro X. I play games alone because I prefer to be by myself. I mean, I'm just kidding. Well, not really. Okay, we got a couple more. Oh, now I know I recognize game. This is a game we play. Okay, so next up is Games 8+, Shifting Stones. It's a game of tiles and tactics. And then Quicks card game. That's a fast family card game, Quicks. Oh, we still have more of them. But Quicks is the game I was thinking of. I try to carry that with me when I travel with my daughter. Okay, Sleeping Queens. That's a royally rousing card game. Oh, there's the 10th anniversary edition and then the original edition. 10th anniversary edition comes in a tin. Not the sushi cards in my tinny tin tin. That's what somebody once said to me. Then there's Bucci. It's a whole new ball game. That's some sort of physical game. Scrambled States of America. It's a mad dashing geography game. Bloom. That's a wildflower dice game. Dragonwood, a game of dice and daring. And then Quicks, that's a fast family dice game. That's a popular one. It's pretty fun. Somebody gave it to me as a gift once. I'm very thankful. I put them in the box. Like, so we have, what is it, Quicks, and then there's another one. And I keep them all in the same dice cup. Not Boggle, but something else, a different company. Trash Pandas, really. Raucous Raccoon card game. Okay, now we're bumping up to 10 plus. Dragon Realm, a game of Goo Buddies and Gold. Who's It? That's a cooperative Guess Who game. Cahoots. Yeah, man. Me and Scoots were in Cahoots. That's a cooperative hint and sync game. Who's It in Cahoots? Sounds fun. Loot. That's a plundering pirate game. Then Sneaky Cards, Pay It Forward. And then Sneaky Cards 2. Doesn't have any other explanation. Looks like something about ninjas. Ages 10 plus. Abandon all artichokes. Ye who enter here. That's what it says at the place where people, the one place where people don't want to, like if someone, had a sensitivity to artichokes, it'd say, abandon all artichokes, ye who enter here. That's a heartless card game. Oh, artichoke hearts. That's funny. There's also a leek and a bell pepper, eggplant, broccoli, a beet, and an artichoke. Forbidden Island, Adventure If You Dare, Forbidden Desert, Thirst for Survival. I really like these names. Tiki Topple, Tactical Game of Totem Domination. Forbidden Sky, looks like, I don't know, Marshmallow Test. I'm not even kidding. Marshmallow Test, a delayed gratification treat-taking game. Oh, so that's like that Marshmallow Test, but made into a game. Interesting. In a Pickle, that's a deluxe What's in a Word game. I don't know what that means, but it comes with a fake pickle jar and a pickle. Porta Party. So these are party games. Splurt, S-P-L-U-R-T. Think fast, say it first. Splurt, splurt it out, yeah. Joe Name It. It's like Joe Namath. Not your average party game. That's ages 12 plus. So play a party game, you got to be around 10 or 12, by the way, kids. Don't start playing party games. Hit list, 1 clue, 6 seconds, 6 answers, 30 seconds. 1 clue, 6 answers, 30 seconds. Say It, the game of crazy combos. Combos really take the hunger away. It used to be. Now it's a game. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with combos, though. That's it. That's just the right party game. Well, what's a combo? They do sell them still. It's basically like a hollowed out pretzel stick. Or, Trader Joe's has, what are those called? And they have ones with almond butter and peanut butter. Pretzel pillows? I don't know what they call them. A combo, just in case you were never part of I'm part of they never say this. I'd rather they call us the combo generation than Generation X. You say, I'm part of the combo generation. I watched cartoons full of commercials my whole life and then TV shows. But a combo is like, kind of like one of those pretzel bite. I don't know what they call them. They're hard. So pretzel bite to me sounds like soft pretzel. And I don't think many people eat pretzel sticks anymore. Pretzel log. But so it's just like a small, Never mind. It's like full with, because you probably don't know what cheese it is either. That's what they give my dog on a treat when she goes in to Koa. I say, give her extra cheese. She deserves it. But a combo is like a pretzel with, like a Twinkie, but a pretzel with Cheez-It type material inside, sometimes flavored. I was a big pizza combo fan. I mean, not big one, but those are the combos I most remember. Where was I? Combo game. Talk about crazy. I was crazy for combos. Combos is coming back with podcast sponsorships, maybe not. Okay, we're almost done, though. That's it. Just the right party game. That's ages 10, 3 players. In a pickle, that's... that was... The first one was In a Pickle Deluxe. This is just In a Pickle Regular. It's a what's in a word game. Sorry, I didn't mean to, hurt your esteem that you're not deluxe. You're deluxe to me. Then, speaking of N, never mind. Hello, my name is Party Game. Is that really what it is? Hello, my name is Party Game. Oh, it is. My name is, no, Party Game. Hello, my name is, Party Game. And that's all we know. Ages 12 and up, of course. 3 players. Think and Sync. This is the Great Minds Think Alike game. 12 plus, 3 to 8 players. Think and Sync. And with that, that's the end of our coverage of opening of Sushi Go. Now it's time to queue up another episode. Scoot's going to thank some people. But yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for listening. Sleep well. All right, this is Scoots. I wanted to thank the patrons that moved over to Sleep With Me Plus first. Really got to help us with their getting to learn stuff and still willing to support the show, which I appreciate. So I want to thank Allison, Bonnie, and Clark. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Emily, Faith, and Jessica. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Diane, Nicola, and Trevor. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Allison, Melissa, and Michael. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Jesse, Kristen, and Caitlin. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Brian and Matthew. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. So that's the first round of people that moved over. I really appreciate it. Couldn't do without everybody. You could sign up at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus to experience the ultimate Sleep With Me experience, depending on what you're looking for. We have it there. Ad-free shows, story-only shows, all intro shows, extra long shows, bonus shows. And if you're not in a position to support the show directly on Sleep With Me Plus or Patreon or Apple Podcasts or support our sponsors, you could also earn ad-free and story-only episodes by supporting the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer. That's REFER. And as you refer people to the show, you could earn rewards there. Thanks so much and good night. All right, everybody, this is a week in review, or month in review, actually. This comes at the end of Sleep With Me. And I think from now on, I'll just put it in the bonus feed of Sleep With Me Plus, unless there's like an update that's pressing. So if you're on Sleep With Me Plus, make sure, you can do everything from the main page at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. If you log in, once you go to that page, you'll have access to all of your podcasts from Sleep With Me Plus. You could change your payment method, change your membership, join the Discord. All that happens just on that one page. It's just 2 clicks to add your podcast to your podcast app. And depending on what tier you're on, you have access to 3 or 4 Sleep With Me Plus podcasts. So make sure to do that. That's at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And if you're listening to the free show, you may have heard me in other messages. We're really looking right now for 1% of listeners to support the show who listen to the free podcast on a regular basis. It'll change the trajectory of Sleep With Me for you and 99 other people. But you also get all this sweet stuff I'm going to talk about. I also encourage the Sleep With Me Plus listeners to have a dedicated podcast app just for Sleep With Me Plus content. And then keep your whatever podcast app you use for your daytime podcasts and just try out a new app. There's tons of great free podcast apps out there. But yeah, I'm going to run through Sleep With Me Plus, what's come out in the past month. I'm going to start with the bonus episodes. In the bonus feed on, looks like the last episode that came out was Tea with Bernie. That was April 27th. That's this new series that people really love. Welcome to Scooterville. And that's a Posty special edition episode. Then we had a bonus episode, depending on what the Boar Friends and Boar Besties, where I talk about the video game Space Quest and play it. Then on April 13th, we had another Welcome to Scooterville episode, Underground, Picnic Munch episode. So, and then a Fearless Flyer episode came out at the end of March. So a lot of cool stuff. May we'll have stuff, and then subscriber summer stuff coming out in the all intro and all night episode podcast for those people, Boar Friends and Boar Besties. We tested out like this new thing without theme music, and got great feedback on that. So thank you everybody that upgraded to an annual pledge or took advantage of that thing we're doing. So yeah, we had all intros come out on May 2nd. An all-night episode came out. That's all night. Wait, it comes out tonight. Today's Thursday. Then I'm recording this. Yeah, so that comes out tonight. All night. TNG and new idea there. If you listen to that, I think we have one or two more all-night TNG episodes to do. Then we had a couple all-intro episodes come out, May 2nd, April 18th, April 11th was all-night Make Great Pets, an all-night intro on April 3rd, March 20th, and Make Great Pets Part 1 on March 13th. Then the story-only feed and in the ad-free feed, both of those. We had Sushi Go board game unboxing came out last night. Our watch of Bring It On, part 2, came out on Sunday. And it wasn't until after these episodes were like that I learned that it was, not another teen movie, that the parody part from Bring It On, that the phrase that got stuck in my head is from, it only took 3 different episodes about Bring It On for me to find out. Wasn't in any of the episodes of Bring It On. But a great time to reflect on Bring It On. And I didn't realize that Kirsten Dunst would be like back in the spotlight in a cool way. So cool timing for that. Then we had Alba Salix, episode 3 came out, Fairy Cake Woods. Multiplex, Cuckoo for Cuckoo Clocks, episode 7. Our Matrix crossover with the Novelizers came out April 24th. April 21st was Birds and Buds, which was Alba Salix episode 2. I've been getting a lot of emails of people that really like the Alba Salix content. And again, some people, not every episode's for everybody. And that's usually what happens is, for every 3 emails I get that's somebody's favorite episode, I get 1 email that was somebody's least favorite episode. That's just kind of the way it works with stuff. That's why we work so hard as a team to invest the time to be able to keep all this selection going and even adding on selections. But if you really believe in Alba Salix, we are paying them to use their content. So consider supporting the show, or being like, okay, let me become an annual supporter, because that's going to enable us to do that. We're doing all 3 seasons of Alba Salix, so as we roll on from here. So And yeah, then multiplex episode 6, Bring It On part 1, and then Bring It On intro, and then the Bring It On intro. So that's everything we did in the past month or so. If you want to support the work we do here, consider supporting the show on Sleep With Me Plus, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. If you're not into a position to financially support the show, but you want to support the podcast, there's 2 great ways to do that. Check out our sponsors, test out a sponsor, test out a free trial, or refer people to the show. We just had 2 people across the 3 referral threshold, which gets them 3 months of ad-free and story-only podcasts. So consider doing that. Thanks so much.